Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's that time again for our prophecy report entitled this week, Give Us a Leader by Brother Damon Duck. The interesting thing about this is that Bible prophecy teachers have long said there will be an outcry for a man with a plan at the end of the age. We can be sure he, the Antichrist, is coming, and it is even likely that he is alive and ready to answer the call. It is no coincidence that both parties are calling for a new leader at the same time the New York Federal Reserve Bank and several other banks are conducting a 12-week pilot program. Just to let you know, LifeSite News posted an article by Emily M., dated November 16th, that says, some banks involved in the 12-week program are global banks. As global banks, they will impact the global economy. The government says that the CBDCs will speed up transactions and improve the global financial system. If the government starts using CBDCs, they can monitor everything people buy and sell in every nation that uses them. If the government wants to impose negative interest rates on citizens, the government can charge interest on the money citizens have in the bank. If the government wants to deduct taxes from citizens' bank accounts, the government can deduct taxes without the citizens' permission. If other nations want to use the CBDC, it can be a multinational currency. The U.S. government has not said when a CBDC might be implemented, but the 12-week pilot program is taking place right now. Here are more prophecy-related current events that recently made the news. Concerning the tracking of all buying and selling, on November 9th, a joint directive by China's National Health Commission and other health-related agencies called for the healthcare records of China's 1.4 billion citizens to be digitized and linked to their national ID number by 2025. Chinese government agencies can then track and deny benefits to any citizen that doesn't comply with government policies. Concerning the growth of Israel at the end of the age, on November 18th, it was reported that Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to legalize dozens of settlements in Judea and Samaria within 60 days of being sworn in as Israel's next prime minister. This will have to be approved by the Knesset. Biden, many world leaders, and the Palestinians will strongly oppose it. According to Revelation 16, verse 12, the great Euphrates River will dry up during the tribulation period to allow the kings of the East, under the leadership of China, to move their 200 million man army into the Middle East in preparation for an attack on Israel. On November 18th, it was reported that the rainfall in Iraq has declined by 30% over the last 3 decades. Almost 40% of Iraq is now desert. Dams are reducing the flow of water from Turkey, and the flow of water in the river is now down to about 20% of what it once was. Note, this is causing lakes behind dams to dry up, reducing the supply of electricity, causing crop failure, threatening the supply of food and drinking water, and more, and it's a major disaster in the making. Concerning world government, at the recent G20 meeting on November 15th through the 16th, Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum, said, quote, "We, the nations, need a deep, systematic, and structural restructuring of our world. The nations are transitioning to a restructured world called Build Back Better, or the Great Reset, right now, and this transition will lead to the rise of the Antichrist and the tribulation period." Concerning world government, on November 18th, President Emmanuel Macron said, "We need a single global order, a new world order to maintain peace and stability in the world." Many students of Bible prophecy know the UN goal is 2030 or sooner. Every day takes us one day closer, and they are going by fast for some people. Concerning the coming world religion and the Conference of Parties COP27 meeting in Egypt earlier this month, on November 21st, it was reported that members of the Interfaith Sustainable Development Center took their 10 climate change commandments to Mount Sinai and smashed them to mirror Moses' smashing the stone tablets that God wrote the 10 commandments on. The 10 climate change commandments were written by the Elijah Board of World Religious Leaders, and they were smashed to protest the world's inaction on climate change. Concerning inflation, on November 19th, the American Farm Bureau reported that the average Thanksgiving meal with all the trimmings will cost 20% more in the U.S. this year than last year. A report by the Heritage Foundation says that inflation in the U.S. has cost the average family $7,400 in 2022. At this rate, many families will own nothing before 2030. Concerning the battle of Gog and Magog in the latter days and the latter years, this week, Israel is extremely concerned about recent developments in the relationship between Russia and Iran. So Israel is monitoring and assessing that relationship every day. On November 21st, it was reported that Israel's National Security Advisor notified Russia that Israel will start supplying high-precision missiles to Ukraine if Iran starts supplying ballistic missiles to Russia. Putin has warned Israel against supplying weapons to Ukraine. Concerning world government, on November 22nd, Archbishop Vigano said, "These, Schwab's very serious statements, have two implications. The first is that the winners will take it all and will be winners. The second is that those who do not adapt to this fourth industrial revolution will find themselves ousted and will lose. They will lose everything, including their freedom." Vigano added, "It is a global coup d'etat. Finally, are you rapture ready?"